Water. We Coloradans are lucky. When we wake up in the morning and turn on the faucet, we have access to clean, treated water for less than we pay for cell phone or cable TV service. This has allowed most of us to think of water as we think about air, as infinite and inexhaustible. Growing populations, increasing industry demands, and changing climate all have the potential to impact our water supply. How we manage storage, usage, and reclamation are becoming increasingly more important. Historically speaking, water in the West has been a contentious and complicated battle dating back to the late 1800s. What once was a fight over first rights and appropriation has modernized, with growing populations, water quality, and preserving rivers and streams, all while supplying adequate water to municipalities, as well as farms, ranches, and industries. Recently, in a break from this contentious quarreling over water, 3 northern Colorado water entities have come together to collaborate on best practices and best results for the management of our most precious natural resource. This partnership will leave a lasting legacy for the citizens of northern Colorado. Combining ideas, strategies, and resources will create and promote effective solutions for more sustainable water management for all water customers. This is regional water collaboration.
Around 1960 or so, the city of Fort Collins decided not to serve folks out of the city limits. And that inspired the legislature and others to form the special improvement districts, or special districts. The special districts are what Elko, Fort Collins, Loveland are currently. That's resulted in this system, as we've now grown, that most of our citizens who live below Horsetooth and most citizens who live in the Northeast are provided by another water provider. That just doesn't make sense overall to citizens, right? Because most folks don't even know who they pay their water bill to.
I think there was some, in retrospect, some decisions that were made years ago that are probably not serving us well. We all know that Fort Collins is growing, as is the rest of the state. And projections are by the year 2050, we've doubled our population. So the real question is, where are we going to get our water from? And I think these are the questions we need to be discussing, as districts and utilities.
Water being a scarce resource on the Front Range, and growth being what it is, I mean, all you have to do is drive through town like I just did to figure out what's going on with growth. I think that it's important for us to maximize the use of the resource. There's only so much water, and we're only going to be able to acquire water or get water to our customers if we have that water. There's several answers. Conservation obviously is an answer. Storage is another answer. A not very good answer is drying up more farmland, which is kind of what's happening now as municipalities acquire water.
The history of water in Colorado, as most of you know, is one of conflict and bitterness and mistrust, and so that's kind of a thing that we've got to really get over. And when I look at big picture here, I look out 2040 and 2050, and I'm probably not around then, but my grandkids are around here then. And I think it's all about the decisions that we make today that will impact them. I think innovation plays a part to this. I think water sources, where we're going to get this water from, how we're going to store it. These all have huge impacts on where we're going for the future, and I think we can make this work.
The cooperation and collaboration is important because our view is for our customers. We're trying to make sure that we use water the most wise way we can, the most efficient way we can, at the least cost.
That's going to benefit customers in the Elko district, in the Fort Collins Loveland district, and in the city of Fort Collins.
Water is a long-term resource that you need it. We all need it to live, etc. If we need it for industry, the beer industry and other industries require it. And you need a system that works every day, not just on the good snow years, not just on the days it seems to be okay. So it has to work when there's catastrophes occurring and everything else. You need resiliency, which means in plain English that you need a system that has reservoirs in it, that has cross connections in it, that has all the different water sources. For example, Colorado Big Thompson water coming from the other side of the divide, as well as Poudre water. And as we witnessed when we had the major fire right back 5 years ago, we couldn't use that water. And working cooperatively with the water districts as well as with North Poudre and other irrigation providers, we were able to have enough water during that time.
So I think to the extent that the whole community can come together, agriculture and the municipalities, to shepherd that resource, I think we'll see things the way we want them in the future.
The long term is, it's a system that took a long term to grow, and it's a system, if we're moving to the future, we need to be working together now to provide that resiliency for future generations the same way folks did it for us. We can't do it some of the same ways they did. We can't build a dam in 5 years. We can't build a dam in 20 years. So therefore, we have to think of other ways to do it through conservation and working together.